Hello everyone, welcome to yet another session of Art and Culture Prelims Masterclass. So in our previous sessions, we were discussing regarding some of the important current happenings related to art and culture, in the especially in 2024 and 2025. So today we'll be continuing that particular session. So last class we have discussed regarding the 100 years of many events which happened. For example, like the self-respect movement was there, the 100 years of discovery of Indus Valley Civilization was there, the Vaikom Satyagraha was there, and also we were discussing some important government schemes like Project Perry and all we have discussed in last class. Okay, so this will be the final session of our art and culture prelims master class. Okay, right, so we'll start with the important topic. So that is the geo heritage sites in India. Geo heritage sites in India, and here we'll be especially focusing on a site in Telangana, that is a Pandavula Gutta. Pandavula Gutta. Again, this has been recently declared as Telangana's first geo heritage site. Okay, so we'll discuss what all are the geo heritage sites and related to this particular site also. Okay, all right. So we'll start with what is actually a geo heritage site. So what is a geo heritage site? Okay, so from the name itself, it is little understood what is a geo heritage site. So geo heritage site means geological features of significant scientific, educational, cultural or aesthetic value. Okay, so it is written scientific, cultural or aesthetic value. Okay, or educational value. Okay, so these may be like for example, like rock formations will be there, even fossil remains can be there, some caves will be like mineral caves will be there, or maybe some landforms will also be there. Okay, all right, so these are called geo, these will be, can be included as geo heritage sites. Okay, and who is actually recognizing this geo heritage site? It is actually a body known as Geological Survey of India, or GSI. Geological Survey of India, or GSI. They are only declaring declaring the geo heritage site, and this is working under the Ministry of Mines. Okay, so these bodies as well as some ministries are also important, especially from the prelims point of view. Ministry of Mines. Okay, Geological Survey of India under Ministry of Mines. So this is a designated national authority that identifies and declares the geo heritage sites. Okay, as of now, India is having 34 national geo heritage sites. 34 national geo heritage sites. Okay, we have 43 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, like that with 34 national geo heritage sites are also there in India. Okay, now UNESCO World Heritage Site is something which is declared by the international level, that is UNESCO, UN body UNESCO. This is in the national level. Okay, don't think that this is something which is of a international recognition. Okay, this is just a national recognition only. Okay, so we have 34 national geo heritage site, and now Panjavula Gutta in Jaishankar Bompalli district of Telangana. So that was also, that's actually the latest addition to this. Okay, all right, so we'll see what is actually the specialty of this Panjavula Gutta. So Panjavula Gutta will be Telangana's first geo heritage site. We already discussed what is a geo heritage site. So this is Panjavula Gutta, Telangana's first geo heritage site. So the site was discovered in 1990. The site was discovered in 1990. Okay, so I've already mentioned that it can be rocks, it can be landform formations and all. So here it is kind of, it's a rock. Gutta means it's a rock. Okay, so these rocks are believed to be even older than the Himalayas. So that is of prehistoric origin, even older than the Himalayas. And we know that Himalayas is kind of a younger mountain. Okay, so even the Deccan or maybe some other like the Aravalis and all, that's much older than the Himalayas. Even this is also much older than the rock formations, much older than the Himalayas. So which makes the site a prehistoric age. Okay, so the specialty is this hillocks is very much abundant in this mineral deposit, and even though exact types are still under study, it's very much abundant in the mineral types. And also this is something which adds economic significance along with the scientific value. Economic significance also is there. Okay, if some rare minerals or something, maybe it will be helpful for our economy also. Okay, and also this forms even in the earlier time period itself, these forms were locally known. Okay, so at that time it was locally known as Shila Toranam. Shila Toranam. Shila means rock. Okay, Shila Toranam. So it's a very rare geological formation. Okay, Toranam means it's kind of an arch formation. So it's a naturally formed cave with a rock arch. So that is why it is known as Shila Tornam. Okay, and also related to history, there is actually a Rashtrakuta era inscription is also found in this particular place. So this also suggests that the site was used as a refuge or maybe a habitation zone, especially maybe of Rashtrakuta or maybe of some other contemporary empires during that time. Okay, so basically this links the site not only with geology but also with the medieval Indian history also. Okay. Again, one of the most fascinating aspect of this Panjavala Gutta is it's the Mesolithic rock art. Mesolithic rock art. So you know, right, cave paintings are there. We have in Bimbeth Kendall, we have a lot of cave paintings are there. So like that way, here also you can see a lot of Mesolithic rock art is also there. Again, this also proves that the site was not just a place of not just a place of passage or some other activity, but it had a significant center of human activity in this maybe in the prehistoric time period itself. Okay, all right. So why are these geo-heritage sites important? One, obviously the scientific value associated with it. This help in understanding how the Earth's crustal evolution has happened, or maybe how the climatic and the tectonic history of that area has formed. So all these things will be understood, and maybe the like Panjavala Gutta, it's actually having economic significance also. Like the mineral deposits are also there, so that's also making it a more economic. Okay, and also obviously there's a living open laboratory. Okay, whether it be historians or whether it be the scientific community, so for them there's an open laboratory. They can go there, students of geology, archaeology, environment science, they can go there and they can study it from that itself. Okay, so that's also there. And obviously if something like this is there, the tourism potential, that will also be cultural and tourism potential, that will also be increased. For example, this is not just a geological site, even the Rashtrakuta what stone inscriptions are there, even Mesolithic art is also there. So like that way, that is also something which is making it better. Okay, and obviously legal protection is also there. Okay, protection and preservation. Once the site is declared as a geo-heritage site, more legal protection will be there, and maybe someone who is tampering with it, they will get punished also. Okay, all right. So that's related to the geo-heritage site. Next, moving on to another important topic. So the Kutch Ajrak. Ajrak is a textile in this Kutch region of Gujarat. So that has got a GI tag or geographical indication tag. Okay, so we'll start with what is a GI tag. Okay, so what is GI tag? GI tag, GI refers for geographical indication. Okay, so basically GI means it's actually whether it can be name or whether it can be sign that can be used with products specifical of that particular geographical origin. Okay, for example, Tirupati Laddu. Tirupati Laddu is something which is very much unique to that particular area. Tirupati in Andhra Pradesh only. And also we have this Kanchipuram silk. Kanchipuram silk is associated with Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu only. Aramula Valkannadi, that is associated with Aramula place in Kerala. So these are geographical indication tag. Okay, it's very specific to the geographical origin, and also obviously it will be having some qualities associated, maybe reputation due to that particular origin also. Okay, all right. So the legal protection which is given is governed by the Geographical Indication of Goods Registration Protection Act of 1999. Okay, so this is actually the act which is governing this particular geographical indication tag. Okay, so who is administering this? There are two important bodies which is administering this. One is the CGPDTM. Okay, CGPDTM, that is Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks. Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks. So they are actually one of the important bodies which is administering the GI registry in India, whether to add, whether to remove, all these things is done by this registry. Okay, now moving on to what is this Ajrak. Okay, the word Ajrak has come from the Arabic name Azrak. Azrak means blue. So basically this is a dyed textile only. Okay, so the something blue should be used for dyeing this particular textile, and indigo is a significant natural dye which has been used for dyeing this textile. So mostly Azrak is associated with the blue colored or maybe indigo dyed textiles. Okay, it's a very old craft, a millennia old craft, and it's very closely related to the Sindhi Muslims community. Sindhi Muslims community. Okay, Sindhi Muslims community. So this is, you can see now also, you can see in this Pakistan region, you can see the Sindhi Muslim community, and also the Khatri community. The Khatri community, so they are mainly from the Kutch region. Okay, Kutch region, and it's very famous in these areas: Kutch in Gujarat, Sindh in present day Pakistan, Barmer in present day Rajasthan. Okay, so these regions, it is very much popular, Kutch, but the GA tag has been given to Gujarat for the Kutch district. Okay, so this Ajrak printing was introduced in the Kutch even 400 years back. 400 years back by the Sindhi Muslims, who were the Sindhi artisans who has migrated to the Gujarat region. So over the centuries, they preserved it and they perfected it. And after that, this communities like the Khetri community in this Kutch region, so they continued the tradition. Okay, so this is what is actually the historical or maybe the factual part of this Ajrak. Okay, so what is the significance of this Ajrak? Basically, Ajrak is a hand block printing. Okay, like wooden blocks will be there, or maybe metallic blocks will be there. So in this metallic blocks, we'll have the designs will be there. Okay, so this designs will dip it in maybe some dyes. Here in this case, if it's indigo, we'll dip it in this indigo and we'll be pressing it in a textile. Okay, so this is how the Ajrak textiles are created. Okay, so it's a very intricate process. Intricately carved wooden blocks are, or maybe metallic blocks are necessary for making this. Okay, and mostly it will be vegetable and mineral based dyes only. Okay, it's not like chemical dyes or something. Mostly traditionally this vegetable and mineral dyes are using. There will be an 8-stage washing will be there. So this 8-stage washing ensures that this prints are not gone after maybe after frequent washes, it is not gone. So this, while processing itself, they are actually doing a 8-stage washing of the dye is done. Okay, all right. So what are the process? One is soaking will be there, dyeing will be there, even resist printing is also there. So all this ensures that it is actually giving a long lasting finish to this particular thing. Okay, all right. Even the colors are also, other than blue, we'll have other different colors are also there. For example, like the red is also used, and every color will be having some symbolic reference will also be. For example, red, that red symbolizes both earth as well as fire, that energy and life that is symbolized. And also white, that stands for stars that guide and protect. Okay, so like that way, different meanings are there for different colors. Okay, all right. Moving on to a very important government scheme which was introduced. It was there earlier also. Now they have revamped it and created a 2.0, a revamped version of this. So that is Adopt a Heritage 2.0. Adopt a Heritage 2.0. So this is a government initiative that has tied together the tourism, the cultural heritage, and even the corporate social responsibility also. Okay, so this is basically from the title itself, you know what does this Adopt a Heritage. Adopt a Heritage. Okay, so why this is needed? Because you know, right, India is home to very huge number of thousands of ancient monuments are there, heritage sites are, even cultural assets are also there. Okay, many of which are even we have 43 UNESCO World Heritage sites are also there. So how maintaining this, and protecting these sites often suffers due to multiple reasons. Whether it be lack of funds will be there, or maybe poor management will be there, maybe low infrastructure development, or maybe the it will be in some remote area, connectivity will be very less. So like that, different issues are hampering the development of that particular area. Okay, to address this, the government of India has launched had launched long back itself. They had launched in 2017. They had launched the Adopt a Heritage plan. Okay, Adopt a Heritage scheme launched in 2017. So the slogan was this: Apni Dharohar, Apni Pehchan. Apni Dharohar, Apni Pehchan. So this was actually the slogan of the scheme, Adopt a Heritage scheme. So this is actually a collaboration of different ministries. One is the Ministry of Tourism, next one is the Ministry of Culture, and also Archaeological Survey of India is also having a very important part, and also obviously the whichever state or union territories this monument is there, so they'll also be a stakeholder in this particular movement. Okay, all right. So now they have revamped it. 2023-24, they have revamped it to Adopt a Heritage 2.0. Okay, so this is actually the present context of this. Okay, all right. So what are the core objectives of this? One is obviously to have a responsible tourism. Responsible tourism, because most of the sites have been spoiled by the tourists itself. So obviously they want to promote responsible, or maybe we can use the term sustainable tourism. sustainable tourism without harming both the nature there or environment there, as well as without harming the what the heritage there. So better conservation, better preservation, and even the better maintenance of this cultural site should be there. So over tourism should be avoided. More environment friendly practices should also be avoided. Okay. Another important concept which is coming is a public private partnership. Okay, CSR and all is coming in this particular thing only. So we need more stakeholders here, like the public sector, public sector companies should be there, private sector companies should be there, corporate entities should come, NGOs should be taken into consideration, and even individuals should also be taken into consideration. So it should be a combination of combination of different stakeholders to ensure that this particular thing is going properly. Okay, so these participants, they are known as monument mitras, whether it be NGO, whether it be the private company. So they are monument mitras. We have bank mitras. Bank mitras means people who help others to, or maybe the common man to for better banking. So like that way, monument mitras, those who help in protecting the monuments. Okay, all right. So very important component is a CSR integration. Right? What is a CSR? Corporate social responsibility. Okay, so here that CSR funds can be used for this also. Okay, and they have created a slogan like pride in participation. Pride in participation and also tourist experience. This will also improve the tourist experience, like providing the basic and advanced attached amenities can also be developed, like better drinking water facilities, better toilet facilities should be there, or maybe better infrastructure should be there. So all these things should also be there. Okay, so what is the significance of this adopt heritage 2.2? Okay, so one, and what is actually the difference? One, this is complying with the AMASR Act. AMASR Act 1958. Okay, so what is this AMASR Act? AMASR Act is Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains. AMASR, Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains. Okay, so that is AMASR Act. So of 1958, and also they have defined the list of entity. They have defined the list of entity, and they have created a tiered classification for that also. So now there will be different tiers of monuments will be there, and obviously there will be a priority for these monuments also. Okay, and also more amenities. Amenities will also be based on the importance of the each site. For example, if it's in a top tier, it's in the top tier means obviously it will be having more amenities, like more tourist footfall will also be there. So considering all this, more amenities will be there. Okay, it's in a lower tier means obviously that much amenities won't be there. Okay, so like that way, tier classification will also be there. Okay, now it has been expanded to cover almost many of these iconic sites in India. For example, Qutub Minar in Delhi, Purana Killa again in Delhi, Elephanta Caves in Maharashtra, even Agra Fort in Uttar Pradesh, Khajuraho temples in Madhya Pradesh, Konark Sun Temple in Odisha. So like that way, it has covered almost important iconic sites, and almost everything is a UNESCO World Heritage Site also, except Purana Killa. Okay, all right. So that is Adopt a Heritage 2.0. Okay, all right. Finally, last one, UNESCO Creative Cities Network, UCCN. UNESCO Creative Cities Network, UCCN. Okay, so recently two important cities from India has been added to this prestigious list of networks. So that is a UNESCO Creative Cities Network. Okay, so what is the aim of this? All these things we'll be discussing here. Alright, so what is this UCCN? Okay, so this is initiative by UNESCO. It was launched in 2004, and it's an initiative by UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. So what is the aim of this? Okay, the main aim of this is to promote cooperation among the cities and recognize a city's creativity. So every city will be having its own uniqueness as well as its own creativity will be there. So recognizing that creativity as a major component of the sustainable urban development strategy, or maybe even the tourism, or maybe other development strategies also. So we have to, this is actually giving a recognition to that particular uniqueness of that particular city. Okay, all right. So creativity here includes not just the artistic expression, but also even the heritage will also be coming, like the food heritage will be coming, even any other innovations will be there, or maybe the cultural entrepreneurship, like the craft making and all, that is also considered. Okay, all right. So let's understand what is the objectives of the UCCN. CN. Okay, so main goals of UCCN: one, strengthen the creative sectors in the city. Strengthen the creative sectors in the city, like the music will be there. Some cities will be famous for its music, some will be for literature, some will be for gastronomy, like food culture will be there, like that. Okay, also it will help in the local development also. Okay, another one, to make culture central to the urban policy. So every policy should be should make this one as a core. For example, if a city is very famous for its food, means obviously while developing the cities itself, maybe we can constitute foods, food circuits we can constitute in the tourism, or maybe food streets should be there, or maybe along with the IT parks itself, that should be there. Food startups can be made. So like that way, this should be the culture central to the urban policy of that particular city. So that should be there, and obviously promoting the global cooperation, promoting the global cooperation. So encourage that the global exchange of the best practice are also there in this particular city. Okay, and also to empower the local ecosystem, like local artisans will be getting more jobs will be there. So like that way, local people will also be considered. So many people will be part of stakeholders, even from the top companies will be there. The government will be a stakeholder. The local people will be a stakeholder. So like that way, should be going. Okay, all right. So what are the creative city? What are actually the categories of this category, or the creative fields of this UCCN? One is crafts and folk arts. Crafts and folk arts. No need to explain all these things. Media arts and film. The city is famous for its film industry, and we can include that. Design, gastronomy, food related thing, literature and music. So these are the categories in which the UCCN will be selected, or maybe the cities will be added in the network of it. Okay, all right. So recently two cities were added. Two cities were added to this prestigious list. They are, one is Kozhikode. One is Kozhikode in Kerala. Another one is Gwalior in MP. Kozhikode in Kerala and Gwalior in MP. So these were the cities which were added in the latest, okay, 2023. 2023, Kozhikode and Gwalior were added, and Gwalior was added for its music tradition. Which music tradition? It was a Hindustani music tradition. Hindustani music tradition. So there is actually a gharana. Gwalior gharana is it. Gharana means different, like the different schools of the music. So like that way, in Hindustani music, there is a Gwalior gharana is also there. Okay, so like that, Gwalior is very famous for its Hindustani music. And Kozhikode, this is very popular for its literature. Kozhikode in Kerala, northern part of Kerala, in the Malabar side of Kerala, and a very important literary heritage is also there, and even the many important literary festivals are happening in this Kozhikode, and especially related to most important writers of this Malayalam literary tradition. They are from Kozhikode, and even many libraries are there in Kozhikode, poets. So like that way, very active publishing and translation industries are working in the Kozhikode region. Okay, so these are the latest additions in this UCCN, and also we had earlier itself we had this much cities in this UCCN. Okay, so one is Jaipur. Jaipur is very much known for its craft, or Jaipur was added in the category of craft and folk arts. Okay, Jaipur in Rajasthan. Jaipur in Rajasthan was added for its craft and folk arts. Okay, craft and folk arts tradition. Many important unique crafts are there in this. It's the same like Srinagar. Srinagar in J&K. Okay, J&K. So this is also very much known for its craft tradition. Mumbai, obviously the Bollywood film industry from Mumbai. So that's very famous. So Mumbai is the only city which is having film from the film category. So like that way, Kozhikode is the only city which is from the literary tradition. Okay, literary tradition. Coming to Chennai in Tamil Nadu, so here we can see the Carnatic music. Gwalior was famous for its Hindustani music. Here it is a Carnatic music, Chennai in Tamil Nadu. So again, this is also coming in the music tradition. Okay, if you take Varanasi, again Varanasi is also very famous for its Hindustani contributions in the Hindustani musical traditions. Okay, so Varanasi Hindustani musical tradition. And coming to Hyderabad, so Hyderabad is very famous for its food. Hyderabad food, from biryani to many important variety items of food can be there, and Hyderabad is the only city which is having which has been included in the food category. Okay, and also Kozhikode is in Mumbai is the only city which was added in the film category. Hyderabad is the only city which was added in the food category, and also yeah, and Kozhikode is the only city which was added in the literature category. Okay, so these are the some of the uniqueness of this particular thing. Okay, all right. So that's it. So we have covered the most important current affairs which might possibly be asked in the 2025 prelims examination, UPSC prelims examination. So we have covered most of the important one, especially from the prelims point of view. Okay, so that's it, and all the best for your examination. Thank you.